Overwork, according to Merriam-Webster Online, is to cause to work too hard, too long, or to exhaustion. It should go without saying that overworking can prove dangerous to one's physical and mental health, leading to increased chances of illness and conditions, as well as adversely affecting other aspects of life. In this episode of PsyPointers, we take a look at ways of identifying the signs of overworking and provide some hopefully helpful tips on how to manage it. Hello, my name is Yvonne, and welcome to the fifth episode of PsyPointers. In this series, we'll be tackling the different ways to take care of yourself and be more aware of how others may be feeling or need in times of distress. Disclaimer, we're not professionals here and trying to cure anyone, so if you are suffering from any mental issues, please take some time to breathe, talk with someone you're comfortable with, and seek professional help as soon as you can. If you like this series and don't want to miss out on future episodes, please show support by liking and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon to get a notification whenever we post a new video. So, what are the symptoms of overworking and burnout? Well, first, there's a lack of energy after work. It can be normal to feel tired after a long day of work, don't get me wrong, but to constantly feel exhausted after working hours, especially if it's a level of exhaustion that hinders your ability to perform basic tasks, is a clear sign of overwork. Second, insomnia. To put it simply, since this symptom can be an entire video in itself, is when even after a long day of hard work, you're still not able to sleep. Despite being tired because of all of the tensions and stress caused by work that's undone or will be coming soon. Ignoring sleep deprivation. Any workaholic can tell you they have sleeping problems, but it's the true workaholics. It's the true workaholics that ignore sleep as much as possible to finish all of the work they have left. And to my editors and other workaholic friends, I love you guys, but sleeping at like 4 a.m. onwards, waking up in the afternoon, it's a problem. It's not okay, and I'm gonna call you guys out on it. Hi. Where was I? Oh yeah. Getting easily distracted. With the lack of sleep comes a lack of focus and distraction from everything else going on around you. Basically, with piles of work comes piles of information on your brain, which has a hard time trying to process all of that, as well as it used to leading to difficulties with focus. Finally, there's irritability, where with everything piling up in your life, one after another, you start to lose patience with what are normally minor inconveniences. Over time, this can get even worse with increased feelings of pessimism, cynicism, detachment, apathy, anger, and hopelessness. As you may have noticed, a lot of these symptoms build up on each other, like insomnia, helping with ignoring sleep deprivation, so on and so forth. So if you start to see or notice one of these symptoms in your life already, please remember to take a break, because if you don't, now I'm going to explain the effects of overworking on your health. First, we have sleep deprivation, which was one of the more obvious ones. Work-related stress can also have an adverse effect on sleep schedules. Lack of proper rest can affect disease risk and immunity, as well as affecting your learning ability, appetite, and mood. At worst, mental illness could develop from it all. Second, we have heart diseases. And I know, right? What a jump. We had sleep deprivation, now we have die. A 2015 study conducted and summarized by Harvard Medical School showed links between longer working hours and health problems. Some of the problems included strokes and type 2 diabetes for those in lower socioeconomic status groups. People who worked 55 or more hours a week increased the risk of heart attacks by 13%. They were, according to the article, further at risk to suffer a stroke by 33% compared to those who worked for 35 to 40 hours per week. Before we move on to how to manage overworking, I'd like to briefly touch upon how to not manage it. When overworked, some people tend to fall into unhealthy habits to relieve themselves of stress. According to one collection of data from the Balkans, burnout was linked to more frequent painkiller use, higher fast food consumption, infrequent exercise, and higher alcohol consumption, which is why I enjoy going out with my overworking friends. Always keep in mind the concept of self-justification, where a person convinces themselves that what they're doing is the right thing. And even though what they're doing is causing them harm and suffering, it shows as some people who overwork pretend to themselves that overworking isn't a bad thing as they're getting things done. It's hustle culture. And it's really, really bad for your health over time, I will say now. Now, for managing overwork, it all starts with creating a schedule. This may seem obvious, but designing a schedule that you're able to stick with to some level of rigidity is important. It may seem contradictory, but a schedule should be a good balance of rigid and flexible, able to adjust to sudden changes yet still fixed in a way that can and should be followed. For example, setting specific times for working certain hours at most, times for resting, exercising, etc. And if work adds more to do to it, it has a place where you can adjust accordingly so that you still get the minimum amount of everything and maximize your free time for you on later days. Second, exercising. Studies have always shown how this can help alleviate and make one more resilient to stress. Any type of exercise releases endorphins, which are essential for relaxing the body. Exercise also influences our dopamine and serotonin levels in our brains, which both are essential in maintaining happiness. I think because of all the times I said sleep, it should be obvious that I'd ask, and what would help is a good night's sleep. As overwork causes multiple problems, as mentioned previously, most of these problems could be alleviated by having a good night's sleep. The average human needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day, which leaves 17 to 14 hours in the day left not sleeping, which theoretically leaves plenty of time to work and have time to yourself in the day. Although there are certain types of people that can't accommodate having 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Those who cannot, which is perfectly fine, I live in a college schedule, I know, and it's okay. Those who cannot could instead take a look at different alternative sleeping cycles. It would take more time in this video as it's getting pretty long already and could be an entire video on its own. So I'll place a link to that in the description below for you to check out yourselves, as it's actually pretty interesting and I might try a new method myself. And I encourage finally to place a me time in your schedule, whatever that activity may be. It's important to find time for you to just rest or enjoy a personal hobby or hobby. There should be gaps in your schedule where you should be free to take a moment to yourself, take care of your personal needs, and pursue things other than work. Self-care of all kinds in the long run helps with the maintenance of both your physical and mental health, allowing you to be the best you can possibly be. In all these videos, I like putting some form of personal thoughts. So for this one, the best way to show this all in action is to show you my own daily schedule. To give a quick background on myself, I am what you'd call BS org. So on a daily basis, I not only have to deal with my college schedule, but I also have to deal with working in 4 other organizations, both inside and outside of the school. PsyPoints included. Hi! In summary, I'm a really busy guy. So I really make efforts to create a good schedule to follow every day. This is entirely catered to me and my personal needs, however, so just keep that in mind throughout. So from Monday to Thursday, I have classes, so my routine is mostly the same. I wake up at 8 a.m. to eat breakfast and pass the time watching YouTube until I start classes at 9:15. Or on special occasions, wake up at 7 a.m. to record vids for PsyPoints and then eat breakfast at 8 a.m. right after. Since I'm in the Dean's List, it was a lot easier to schedule my classes, so I made it a straight sprint from 9:15 to 2:30 p.m. every school day, eating lunch during my last class of the day normally. I'd show more footage of me in actual class, but I'm from LaSalle, so I don't want to continue to get that dirty bro meme. I respect my profs enough not to do that. After 2:30, I choose either to work on all of the requirements I have due until 4 p.m. and then do my first workout of the day, or do my first workout of the day and then continue to work after until 9 p.m. In both instances, my first workout lasts an hour and 30 minutes on average, and work is done in all the remaining time left. 9 p.m. I do my second workout of the day, which is faster as it normally only lasts an hour. So by 10 or 10:30 p.m., depending on the shower and while I'm making my protein shake because I'm really tired by this point, I then use the remaining time I have to myself to relax by gaming or hanging out with my friends, etc. until I'm sleepy at around midnight or a little after. Also, as a side note, but I don't encourage this at all, but during my class and after my second workout, more often than not, I still do work in between that's possible, like papers, emails, documents, messaging, and scheduling other bits of work I have to do next, but I highly discourage it as I personally enjoy my work, so I don't mind taking time out of my free time for it too much. But I know it's not the same for others. On Friday and Saturday, despite having no school, this is when lots of orgs have meetings for some reason, which is a minor inconvenience for me because the free time I would have taken out of school slowly goes away, counting times I have to eat and the workout twice in a day. But it's for causes I enjoy, so it's cool. Slightly more free time, but work-filled no less. And Sundays is my most free day because I have no school then, and since I fast on this day too, I don't need to take time out of my day to eat or work out. This is when I decide, you know what, working isn't worth it. More often than not, and just relax. And I say more often than not because I'm recording this on a Sunday to save my editor from cramming this episode and other requirements I have to do starting tomorrow. Oh my god. Life is a pain. Well, that's just my schedule and how much I can manage in a day. It can be a lot, but I knew I'd be able to manage it, so I planned it that way. What works for me won't work for others, however. Some people are okay with even less rest, and others think my life is a living hell of insignificant increases in my workload to increase my resume, only to get a minimum wage job slightly faster out of college and keep my mind busy from contemplating the pain and insignificance. And that's perfectly fine. It's important to find a good balance for yourself in everything. Anything in excess, whether that be work, pleasure seeking, or anything else, can be dangerous for your health. But as long as you're taking time out of your day to care for yourself, then you should be okay. So that's the end of the video. Please comment any topic you'd like for us to tackle next in the series. And please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and with the pandemic getting even stronger these days, I hope you all stay safe and have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for everything.